Good evening, YouTube. This is your man, always George Page. Coming to you live on YouTube. I want to get a shout out to my wrestling fan brothers, with the Watcher, XA Gucci 23, Free XA, my sister Miss Fishiana, and also the El Coche. That means the coach. And this is a video I'm dedicated to a man I've been a fan of since I can remember. This is the great one, the Big Brahma Bull. And this is the man we call the ROCK, The Rock. One Mr. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And yesterday was his 49th birthday. And can you believe he's 49 years old? Wow. The Rock. I mean, he's almost 50, and it's just he's been around for quite some time. It's just you know, many of you like most of you know Rock mostly from his years with the WWF and WWE, and his talents as a wrestler, actor, other outside of that, producer, a businessman. I mean, he has multiple talents. But like I said, let's give a little start of Mr. Dwayne Johnson history. Now he's born to the a son of a legendary wrestler, the late Rocky Johnson, and also the son of the Ada Johnson, or Ada Maivia, who is the daughter of the Chief Peter Maivia, who came from a great wrestling family. Now, as a boy, Rock's father, Rocky, was traveling a lot. Dwayne's father. He's wrestling, for different organizations, sometimes for like WWF back in the day and other organizations. And Dwayne, as a little boy, was living with his mother's family in New Zealand for a time, till they eventually came and lived in the States. Now, growing up, he admired his father. But like as often a lot of wrestling fathers, they traveled a lot and wasn't as home as often as he should have been. And he grew up, become a strong, healthy, athletic young man. I mean, by the time he was 15 years old, this Rock is 15, he was already 6 feet tall. I mean, between his Samoan side of his family and his father's and his black side of the family, he was a genetic wonder. Now, by the time he was graduated from high school, he got a scholarship to play football at Miami University, and he was a defensive lineman, and he was pretty good. He had a reputation. He said that when he was playing for Miami, when he played against Florida, he said that he was the guy who made Charlie Ward give up professional football for basketball. And then after that, he didn't get a pro card to play in the United States, but he did play in Canada for a while. But he didn't play for long. So he decided to follow in the family footsteps, become the first third generation wrestler, following the footsteps of his father and his grandfather. And he came to the WWE around about 96, 97, and he went in the name of Rocky Maivia. And around about his first year, he beat Triple H for the Intercontinental Championship. But then the people didn't like him. He said, I remember that time when Honky Tonk Man said people didn't like him. So then he changed his personality and became just The Rock, cocky, so-and-so, yeah. And, he changed his reputation, his style, his look. And then he became part of the Nation Domination with Farouk, Ron Simmons, and some other members of the Nations. And then eventually the Nation broke up, and he was with the Vince McMahon and his group for a time. Rock had a great record. I mean, he held the Intercontinental Championship. He held the WWF Championship, WCW Championship, WE Championship. He held the WCW Championship. He held the WWE the Tag Team Championship 5 times, and he also was part of the Rock and Sock Connection, Mr. Socko. He had rivalries with the likes of Stone Cold, Triple H, The Undertaker, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Brock Lesnar. And he's also like say he has a wrestling family pedigree. He's related to wrestlers like Roman Reigns, the Uso brothers, Rikishi, and also um, you know who else he's related to? Just mostly good amount of Samoans because Samoans are a very big kind of family. Well, during this time he was wrestling, he started his acting career. He made some appearances in TV shows and movies. His first debut as a movie actor was in the movie Return of the Mummy, the classic one with Brandon Fraser. He played the Scorpion King. And then next year, he did the movie The Scorpion King. We played the character where, they made the movies became movie series, sequels, but never had rocking those. And after a while, he kept on wrestling, and he was still doing movies and stuff like that. But eventually, he kind of retired away from uh, wrestling for a time, and really got serious in his acting career. Yeah. So he was starting doing movies such as more movie known as The Rundown, which is a classic, and then also Walking Tall, and then later on went to franchises such as the Fast and the Furious franchises in Fast Five and also Fast Six and Fast Seven, and also was in some movies like San Andreas and several other sequels and spin-offs such as the Journey series, and also the other movies such as Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart. And him and Kevin Hart became good friends. They did a lot of movies later on. He made cameo appearances in his movies, and Kevin made appearances in some movies in Kevin's movies. And also he did in 2017 he did a movie, was it Moana, where he voiced the character, which was kind of like get in touch in his Polynesian side of his family. And then he was in the kind of not so very popular movie Baywatch, was based on the original TV series. It wasn't that great of a movie. I never rewatched it. And then he starred with Jason Statham in the Fast and Furious spinoff Shaw and Hobbs. And then he also did a sequel to the popular remake of Jumanji, Jumanji Level Up, with Kevin Hart. And also he has an upcoming movie, Black Adam, which is based in the DC EU, which is the DC extended universe. As you know, Black Adam is a villain from the DC Comics universe, but he's more of an anti-hero in the upcoming movie. There's no possibility that he's also he also is a producer of, and he wants to try to get Henry Cavill back into the DECU so they can have maybe a cross between Superman and Black Adam. And also, he's one of the few former wrestlers to have multi appearances, 5 appearances on Saturday Night Live. I've seen a couple of them. And, it's pretty funny. I mean, I like him. I remember the first time he did it back in 2000. And remember the time Triple H come on there. Triple H, it was the Big Show and Vince McMahon. And then that was just wild. And I remember he played his character twice called the Rock Obama. It's just wild. It's just he's he's good at comedy. And they also he did a series from 2015 to 2019 called Ballers, where he played a character who was ex-football player who became a manager for two other football players. And especially coming from his past as a football player himself. And then sometimes, because there've been quite so often he come back and wrestle in WWE. I know a while back he wrestled with Ronda Rousey against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And every so often I think they call him in just to do make a few guest appearances every now and then. And then recently, there's a new series on NBC network called Young Rock, where it follows The Rock as a young boy. And it's kind of like the series on CBS called Young Shelton. So this is kind of like what it is. more like about a real life character compared to based on a character on a TV show. And I haven't seen the show yet. Some people say it's pretty good. It's just he's telling his story of himself when he was coming up as a boy. And then before he was married to his first wife, Danny Garcia, when they were in there, when he met her in back in Miami, University of Miami, and they were married from about the mid '90s till they got divorced around about 2008, and they do have one daughter by the name of Simone. And then Rock got married about a few years later, and he has two more daughters with his second wife, Lauren. And Rock is just, like I said, at 49 years old, this guy is still in shape. He is just in great shape. I mean, he's just it's just that work ethic he has. And every so often he does like a thing where he sits and he eats a big meal every so often. He'll sit there, eat so I mean, he'll stuff himself. He'll post it on social media if you follow The Rock. And some years ago, it was about 4 years ago, he got put onto he got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and that's an accolade. He has several awards such as People's Choice Award, Teen Choice Awards, the NBC Image Awards. I mean, he even got awards from the IFBB, the Miss Olympia Iconic Awards. I mean, just amazing. He just had a lot of accolades for his success for all the years. And he also has hands in businesses. He even have his own, I think, liquor. I think it's whiskey or is it tequila? And him and his ex-wife Danny, who's also herself a professional bodybuilder, she competed for a time in figure, are business partners still. Even though they're divorced, they're still in business partners because she's also herself a businesswoman, and they still work together. Even though they're not her the wife, they still work together in business. And like I say, he's a devoted father to his little girls and his wife, and he still loves his family. He's still close with his mother, and even though one time for a good while, him and his father were kind of estranged, but eventually way before he passed away, him and his father kind of patched up things. Rocky Johnson passed away back in 2020, but like I said, he's a great father and a great husband, and just a great person all around. And you just love the brain. He's the great one. He's just like live to smack us down on your candy ass. I just like he started the thing like it doesn't matter what you. He just catchphrases. Him and Chris Jericho had the best writers back in the day. I mean, I used to love watching The Rock. Even though he was a bad guy, he was like him and Stone Cold was like the best popular heels back then. But like I said, Rock, he is, even though he's now Dwayne Johnson, he's always gonna be The Rock. He's always gonna be the great one, the big bomber bull. I mean, the most fantastic, and the millions and millions, fans out there watching. It's just I'm a big fan of him. And like I said, yesterday was his birthday, and I just want to let him know that I'm a big fan of him. I'm always gonna be a big fan of him. I want to watch his movies. You know, um, just have respect for him. Like I said, I follow him on social media, and like I said, he is a legend. He one of the few men who transitioned from sports entertainment to straight to entertainment. I mean, no one has really done that. Even Hulk Hogan hadn't got to that level, you know. But anyway, in his old catchphrase, you gotta like say, "Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?" So, Rock, Dwayne, I want to wish you a very, very happy belated birthday and many, many more. Happy birthday to the great one. This is me, Red George Page. Like, don't like, subscribe, subscribe. I'm out.